everybody. It's Kerri and
Suze.
And welcome to another late night episode of We Might Get in Trouble for This. And it has been confirmed that I'm definitely getting in trouble for this.
Yes.
Suze. I need to make a public statement before we go any further. If I happen to mention the word pirate tonight on this episode, and a certain person is listening to this episode, they cannot legally prove that I'm talking about them. I just need to say that publicly because a certain person who has the life of Captain Jack Sparrow might have told me they were listening to my blog sphere. My blog. Yes, I want to tell you about my sweater. If you're not listening, if you're not watching on YouTube, you have to watch on YouTube my sweater that you liked, right?
I love it.
I got a gift card, and this is the only reason I would buy a sweater like this. A gift card from a show I did to Anthropology. And Anthropology is one of those stores that I adore, and I walk in and I go to the sales rack, and the sales rack is like $98, and I'm like, I'm not paying it. And I had a $300 gift card. I'm like, that's going to buy me one sock. And I bought this sweater at Anthropology for an ungodly amount of money. And Lucy goes, it looks like it came from TJ Maxx. And I was like, a pox on your house. A pox on your house. This is the $300 sweater.
That's
stupid.
Amazing. But I understand because that's how I feel about free people.
Oh, but they sell free people at TJ Maxx.
They do. You know, the best pair of jeans I ever got was a free people pair of jeans I bought at Costco the one time I went to Costco. And
I know.
I just want to say you look fabulous.
Well, I am loving your clavicle tonight, and I can't wait to get to that beauty product that you're wearing.
But I have to say, as I'm looking at you, I feel like I just got off the set of Interview with a Vampire.
Well, go back to episode 9 or 10, and I will talk about the tanning cream that I'm using. But, Susie, let's get to it. Let's get to it, because there's so much to talk about. And every time we say we're not going to talk about my dating life the whole episode, we're totally going to talk about my dating life the whole episode, because there's so much to talk about. If you're just tuning in, you got to go back a couple episodes. I'll give a quick recap, okay? Kerri went to Italy. Italian boys saw my video. It went viral. I had to repent for messaging the Adonis men. Then I started internet dating on, I'll tell everybody, it was Hinge. It was Hinge. And there was Bachelor number 1 and Bachelor number 2 and Bachelor number 3 and blah, blah, blah. So where we left off was Bachelor number 1, the pirate, who I swear I know you. If you're listening to this podcast, you deserve to hear every word. Okay, so the pirate, and then Bachelor number 2 was like the normal Christian guy. And then we realized he was, and you called it, right, Susie?
I did. 2 things. Don't pray for me if you don't know me. And don't tell me I'm pretty or attractive or anything until you've seen me in person. No and no.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And then there's Bachelor number 3, who we talked about on last week's episode, and he doesn't even deserve to be in the game. That was just like, you know, when your kid is like mad at you and they're like going to do like, I don't know if your 3-year-old does like the worst thing that Liv could ever do to like make you mad. That's what I was doing with Jesus. Mm-hmm. That guy. So he's long gone, and I signed up all the apps, and I don't know what movie it is. I Just Can't Quit You. What's that movie? There's a line that says I Just Can't Quit You.
Oh, Brokeback Mountain?
Oh, yes!
Brokeback Mountain. Which was an amazing movie. It was.
This is very similar. So I got off all the apps and broke up with all the things, all the people, all the things. And basically, I Can't Quit You is the pirate, and he knows that there's no future, and I know there's no future. And I think the mature thing that we are doing is talking 2.5 hours every single night, like teenagers, knowing that he and I may never see each other. I don't know what we're doing. It's so incredibly. What?
Hold on. Paul on the road to Damascus. I'm just saying, anything can happen. Scales can fall.
Yeah. Lightning could strike and he could want to not live like in the woods. He's just adorable. He's so the cutest thing and sarcastic. My level of sarcasm, normal people are like a level 8. Really sarcastic people are level 9. I wake up at 13 and he meets me. We are equally yoked in the sarcasm because I always say, it's over. I call him Steve. I go, it's over, Steve. It's over, Steve. And he always goes, okay, round 15. So every single day, I talk to my BFF, Pirate. He never has given me a compliment bigger than this one. And this is the best one I got the other day. It's so romantic. Try not to cry. I sent him a selfie from the plane and he said, you look well rested and have a medium sized smile. Like that is be still my heart. And the thing is, he does that and I like him more. It's
I
the
know.
dumbest thing ever.
No,
It's so dumb.
witty. It's witty. It's humor. Witty.
I know.
People are always very smart.
And like he accepted, for those of you turning in from last week when I had to apologize for him for calling him at 11:45. So here's the scoopy scoop. We're fine. I'm off drugs and he's like my last drug. I'm off heroin, I'm off crack, and I'm still smoking pot every day. That's what my pirate is like marijuana. And so here's the scoopy scoop. I'm in Georgia and I'm feeling good. I'm reconnected with God. I'm like praying. I'm like, all is well in the universe. I just have this one little thing and I don't feel at all bad about it because there's no bad thoughts. I don't even know if he likes women. At this point, I don't know what he likes. It's just, we talk all the time, but I did catch him calling me witty to his neighbor. So anyway, so I'm in Georgia and this is so ironic and weird, but I remember in episode, the normal Christian guy, my friend Tanya wanted to set me up with him. So we were at a bar and grill in Sacramento, I remember this date like it was yesterday, April 29th. And she said, I want to set you up with normal Christian guy, April 29th. And I said, absolutely not. I was at this bar and grill in Sacramento. And then a week previous, I did comedy at this bar and grill. And the food was so good, I wanted to bring my girlfriends back. And so we were just enjoying a night. No, I'm not going to lie to you. The general manager, I don't know what kind of manager he is, the one who books the talent, is very cute. And at the same night when my friend Tanya was like, I want to set you up with a normal Christian guy, I was like, no, I'm not interested in dating. And she goes, well, this manager keeps coming over to our table. I'm like, that is never in the history of ever happening. But he had a baseball cap on and he looks like every guy I had a crush on in college. Like he just, like, there it is. Like he probably played some kind of sports, like about 5'9", kind of buff, kind of cute, like kind of friendly. But we're old. And so we just had like mature conversations about this peanut butter and jelly bacon burger that they have. Because I had no game back then whatsoever, like zero dating radar. This is before I went to Italy and my hormones started working. So lo and behold, I wrote him an email on April 30th and I said, oh, I'd like to get reservations for my friends. I want to come back and have that peanut butter and jelly burger. I never heard from him. It was like a total business email. Last night or 2 nights ago, I get an email at 9 p.m. California time from the bar and grill general manager or whoever the heck he is. I can't say his name. Hey, I forgot to tell you. I stopped in there last Thursday to get food because they had poke nachos. I stopped in there to get poke nachos and I was all by myself and the kids were gone and I'm not talking to the pirate and trying to weed myself, but talking to the pirate in the parking lot the whole time. And I go in to get poke nachos and he's there. And I'm like, we're talking. And I'm like, is there like a vibe? Like, I don't know vibe, but I am in my like hormone here. Like I'm on the testosterone. So he emailed me and he said, hey, you, great to see you. Would love to get dinner or a drink. And he signed his name. Let's just call him Mike because that's not his name.
Can I just say that maybe your ovaries, you know how like dog whistles, only dogs can hear them? Maybe that's like ovaries.
I think it's like pheromones. It's like, my friend Kimmy calls it, but she calls it the Austin Powers mojo. She's like, I think you have mojo ever since you came back from Italy. So here's the deal. I was like, what? Okay. I was like, I'm off the apps. There's a real guy in real life who works next door to me, like down the street, asking me for a date. So I was like, okay, I do like the mature thing. I wait 24 hours. And I texted him back and I said on the email, I said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to get together. By the way, should I give you my phone number? Because apparently it takes you 3 months to answer an email." And
Yeah.
he like messaged me back right away, like 2 seconds later. And then he starts texting me, and I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you old enough to dial a phone? Because I don't know how old you are, right? Are you a Gen X? Are you a millennial?" He's like, I'm 49." I'm like, "If you're 49, why are you texting me? Huh? Like, you know?" So he called. This was last night, and we talked for like 2 hours. And by the way, if the pirate is listening to this podcast and he's jealous, he should be, because he never asked me to hang out and I can talk to whoever I want.
True.
So I talked to him for 2 hours, and we have a date on Sunday. And very like, I guess that's what's happening. And
Wait.
then what do you want to know? Yeah, I have a date. We're going out.
Date? Like
Yeah,
we're
we're going.
date?
And he messaged me the reservation of where we're going, like a cute little steakhouse, very meat and potatoes, sweet guy. The only problem with me is I am so sarcastic that a normal functioning human being cannot handle me. He can't, he doesn't know what to do with my personality. Like, I was like, "Well, like in case we never talk again." And he's like, "What? Wait, what?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, do we need a button? Do we need a button?" He goes, "Yeah, just press 7 when you're being sarcastic."
But
Cause like,
too, I think you and the pirate have such like yoked
I know,
that
I
buff,
know.
equally yoked, sarcasm that I think it
We are,
levels up your sarcasm, and then
oh, he's like a
little tip
Bible
chat.
verse, iron sharpens iron, right? So two
Yes,
hours, and he's like, "I hope you talk about me on your blog thing. I hope you talk about me on your podcast." Like, he was all into it. He had already done a deep dive on me, and he told me, which I love, that masculine energy of somebody being like, "Oh, I looked you up. I can't believe you've been on the Tonight Show 29 times. You have such an impressive career." Like,
huh?
I was like, "Okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate it." He did not, you'll love this. He did not tell me I'm pretty. He did say he liked my dark hair. And I was like, "Is that why you messaged me?" And he just came out and said, "Well, no, you showed up at the restaurant the other night and you had the dark hair and I thought you looked really good." That's as far, like, is that an acceptable compliment?
Totally. That's because he saw you in
And
person.
then, yeah, and then he said, I go, "So red hair, Kerri wouldn't have gotten a call." He goes, "Yeah, redheads are crazy." So then last night he said, "I look forward to our date." I go, "Yeah, I'll be busy dyeing my hair. But I'll see you." So it was a pleasant conversation, but here's the scoop. I don't know. I don't think any of these guys will listen to it. Like, here's where life is today. I don't think any of these guys are long game. And I was dealing with some unfortunate circumstances in my real life, which it's not a secret. My dad went into the hospital today. And I realized that all the shenanigans dating that we're doing and all the playing games and all the text roulette and all the things and all the flirting and all the things, you really just want to get to the point of life where when you have a partner and you can go through something with them and they can be there for you and you can be there for them. Now, ironically, my ex-husband is praying his head off and we're both dealing with parent issues mutually with each other, and we are like soulmates forever. We'll always be soulmates. I don't ever want to date him or get back together, but like, I have that in him. And I feel like a jigsaw puzzle that has all these missing pieces, because I have all these, like, well, I have this one guy that's sarcastic, and I have this one guy that's local and cute, and I had this one guy that was Christian. And I'm like, "God, at the end of the day, where's like my guy? Where's my long game guy?" Like, any of these could have potential. In my gut, I don't think they're either of them, of the bachelors right now, are long game. And it hurts me to keep playing around and being shenanigans, but at the same time, it's fun. But then there's like a longing in my soul that said, "God, like, is he out there? Like, is that guy out there? Is my Brody your guy?" Like, that's like you said on your first date, when he said that was just so hard for you. Like, I think you said something on your first date. You said,
Yeah. I think I talked about how I kind of had to give up the hope of having children because of some of the things that were going on in my first marriage. And I remember he just said, I'm so sorry. That must have been really heartbreaking. And it wasn't fake. It was so sincere. And then I was like, I think this is the first time a man's ever really listened to me, which was probably not true. But it was
You
like
know,
very like being seen by a man and like me taking my clothes off wasn't required. That
well,
sounds
and then,
terrible.
no, I have had these boundaries up of like, nobody's getting in. Even the pirate who I've been talking to for, I swear, I want to say like 5 weeks now, like every single night. I messaged him today in all vulnerability and I said, hard day off the internet. And he's like, oh no, what happened? And I said, I've been in the hospital with my dad. And for a person like him, who's not a person of faith, he sent me the most appropriate, sweet, compassionate response, funny, like, what could I do? How could I help? Could I offer a half medium smile to cheer you up? And all the best to your family. And I mean, he's just so endearing to me. But what I need in the long game is somebody. There's a guy on the internet who I know who wants to go out with me like so badly, and I will not say his name. He literally messaged me and he's like, I know your dad's in the hospital, but like, how can I pray for you? Like, there's such an unfairness in the way that God has created human beings because we always want the ones we can't have and we don't want the ones that want us. Because there's three right now, like godly, sweet Christian men that I can think of right now that would move mountains and date me and we'd be in a relationship. And I don't like them like that. You
Yeah,
know?
I think a few things. People that don't have faith don't have faith in Jesus can be some of the most amazing, wonderful people in the world. I think,
Amazing. Like
you know,
more
like
Christian than a lot of Christians. This
yes,
guy.
some of my dear friends that are so much more Christ-like than some of my Christian friends are are not people that follow Jesus, but it's almost as if they are the character of Christ exudes from them. And I know there's like a whole theological idea, well, it's still not the Holy Spirit. Look, the Holy Spirit, I'm not a Calvinist, it's going after everybody. You know what I mean? There are some beautiful, amazing people, and I don't think God doesn't see their beauty and kindness and compassion and service and everything. I think the Lord loves it, frankly. But I do think because your faith is so, it is the center of your life, and it is important to you that you marry someone that shares that same faith with you. I have a lot of Christian girlfriends who had do have wonderful, awesome husbands that are not believers. So I don't have any whatever for anybody. Adults can do whatever they want. But I think good people, not good people. There's such a overlapping of wonderful people of all
I
faiths, right?
I think
But
that they're graceful, wonderful,
yes,
amazing, like like just amazing people. But as a Christian who goes out and prays for people, I want to have the commonality of like I prayed for a 13-year-old girl who's on drugs and she just texted me and said everything's getting better. I went to Africa on a mission trip. Like I've talked to the pirate about going to Africa and he never really wants to delve into that much more. Like it's kind of like, and so that's fine. But that's who I am. That's who I exude. That's what I bleed. Like I bleed like Jesus and what is God doing? And so it's like
yeah.
I
So
have
it's
this
not
weird.
even just that you want someone who's a believer. You want someone who's a believer who's also aligned with your faith. Because, right, there's a lot of different denominations. So I don't think that's wrong. I think that's wonderful because that is also part of being equally yoked. It's not just, oh, I believe in Jesus. There's also other elements. There's theological elements. There's personality elements, right? There are even within that Christendom arena, there are also values that
Well, and then
not all
seriously, I
Christians
mean,
share.
we always talk about sex every week because I'm not having any, but
Huh?
I really don't think that there's a lot of guys out there that are not Christian that would be like, yo, girl, yo, you don't want to sleep with me? And that means not this month, not next month, not 6 months from now. until I put a ring on it and walk you down the aisle. And I'm going to say yes. I'm not saying they don't exist, but let's do the math, Suze.
I don't
Like,
think there's a lot of Christian men, frankly,
I don't think a
that
lot
are
of
like
Christian men,
that.
I worry about it. I really worry about it. My husband and I, like, were
Mhm.
celibate. You and your husband were celibate.
Mhm.
And I worry about it. But I think I have a better shot at it with somebody who's in a, hopefully, I don't, I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
I think you do have a better shot at it, right? Because why else would, I mean, there are other faith traditions that also think sex is much more for a committed marriage relationship, right? But I think you can find someone like that. But also, I think when you're a committed relationship with someone, like sometimes we're worth it, you know? We're worth
Yeah, but it's like
abstaining with
yeah, no, and I mean, I and I was like, should we talk about this or should we not? So we can edit it out if we don't want to talk about it. But so this is a very real topic. I have 3 friends right now, 40s, middle-aged, beautiful. I'm over 50, single. One of them is entering into a relationship with a godly guy. Like he is a godly guy, but he's also a very masculine guy. He's a Christian guy. He hasn't done it exactly the way that she wants him to, the boundaries to be, right?
uh-huh.
She and I are talking like 16-year-olds. And let's just get real on this podcast. She literally is like, how far is too far? And I was like, if you have to ask the question, I think you know. And then she's like, but do I? And I was like, I'm rooting for you. Please go be my guinea pig. Figure it out for me because I feel like if I even get in the car, not even turn on the car, just even
Right.
if the keys are in my hand, we're going to take off. And I think everyone knows what that metaphor means. And she's trying to like play around with it. And I'm like, I don't know the answer. I think in my head I know. I just don't want to say it out loud because like too far is probably like not a lot for me. And I sexually, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like because it says in the Bible, and you're a theologian, so I actually, if I could bluntly ask you that question, not you as Susie and Brody, I'm not going to
Yeah.
ask what you did or didn't do. If I asked you as a theologian, if I'm your daughter and I'm dating and I say, Mommy, how far is too far physically with a guy outside of marriage? What would the theologian Susie say?
I think
I'm so
making out is like well, so I would say truly there are different parameters based on age and based on seriousness of relationship, right?
age though,
And
really? Because
age,
I
yeah,
like,
because I think age does make a difference because our brain development is different, right? So if I am 33, I am much more likely to be able to be alone in my boyfriend's apartment and make out with him. And we are much more likely to have those boundaries where we can be like, okay, here are the boundaries, here is
you
what's not to do.
did
But
not
at
know
15,
me at
oh,
33. You didn't know me at 29. You didn't know me at 28. I was horrible. I
well,
was horrible. And I was
I was
so Christian.
married
And I was
the
trying
first
so
time.
hard. Oh,
I was
gosh.
married the
Okay.
first time, but at that age. But I will say, like, I think there are different boundaries when you're older. I just do. I think my 15-year-old or 17-year-old, etc. I mean, maybe French kiss, and
Yeah, but I feel in
that's
my
like the
spirit,
only
I feel
appropriate thing.
that that's all I can do. Like, I feel like that's all I can do. And I have no problem with that, right? But I'm afraid because I'm a grown adult who's been married before, who's not a 15-year-old
Hmm.
old virgin, that
Yeah,
it's putting the man in a position and the woman, let's just say equally, like that's so tempting. And then I'm like, is that it? Really, Susie? Is that it? I mean, is there no, is like, we're having this theological discussion, my friend, and she's
yeah,
trying
we
to find a
could.
loophole.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know for me, what was easy is because Brody held the boundaries.
But I mean,
Because
the
I,
whole thing about like mutual edification, mutual whatever, I know it's marriage, right? But is there anything in a committed Christian relationship when you're not married? Like we are all sitting there like treading water, like little, and
I mean, I feel
it's
like
so crazy.
likely in a, I'm going to also say non. fiance, I'm going to just be called a heretic, so whatever. I would probably say if it's just a dating relationship that's casual, I would say probably French kissing. And I'm sure that if anyone I've ever dated, not in marriage, is hearing me talk about that, they can collectively roll their eyes and be like, oh, okay. But I would probably say in a casual dating relationship, making out,
No,
holding
I'm talking about
hands
a
is fine.
committed dating
As you
relationship.
get into a more committed relationship, I think that's actually a discussion between the two people. Because I think that's all it can be. Because you can't say, because we can make, I think this is part of a problem. We can make all these legalistic rules about it, right? You can make all the rules like in the Old Testament, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But the issue isn't that. The issue is honoring each other's physical body for, until there is a covenant made. I mean, I'm very loose about it because I'll be honest with you, physical making out and that kind of stuff, even sex didn't really mean anything to me. I know
Okay, but
that sounds horrible and happy. Huh?
I have to give you the greatest quote I've ever heard. I mean, this is
Okay.
great. And she won't listen to my podcast. If she does, forget it. I don't care. So
Uh-huh.
she's talking about, this is a woman that I know. I'm not
Yeah.
going to ever,
Uh-huh.
I'm not even going to say what country
Uh-huh.
she lives in. She's talking about this guy and they're Christians and they're on a date. It's not the first day, it's not the second day. And they had some physicality happening a little bit more than what you just described. And she
Uh-huh.
said, this is so awesome. She
Uh-huh.
goes, he just wanted to bless me. I was like, yes. How many times did he bless you?
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what t-shirt can we put that on?
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a man that wants to
Yeah.
bless me. I died. I fell off my chair and she didn't realize how it sounded when she said it. But I was like, cook it and smoke it, okay?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
It's very hard. The whole sex thing is so hard for me. That makes me sound like a heretic that I'm like, it didn't matter at all to me. I look, I had I don't know why. I just felt like sex was so transactional. I didn't want to have it during high school because I thought it was the idea of teenagers having sex even when I was a teenager was revolting. I just thought of two people not having any idea of what to do, like what could be less sexy, right? And so like everything else, like smoking cigarettes and like drinking, I like waited until it was appropriate, like or legal, right?
right?
But I think sex to me just felt so sterile and not sacred. Like I just didn't see
Well,
the point.
ironically,
Oh, I
though,
was waiting. And if I'm honest, there's a part of me that still doesn't see the point, right? That sounds so horrible. God sees the point. But I will say in my relation, it's just so much easier if it was really easy for me for a dude to hold the boundary for me. Not because I was so lustful, but because it just didn't matter. I mean, I know now that I was able to disassociate and that's why it didn't matter. But um it is sex to me is like one of those things where I just have to like trust God on it, right? But also at the same time I would never tell my daughters get married so you can have sex. I would
oh, absolutely
never
not.
tell
I mean,
them.
we talked about that. And the other thing is, and it really did happen to me, and I did have the moment on my wedding night of remorse a little bit, not like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, but they say that you have a highlight reel, you can't help yourself. And like, I pray that my daughter, just for her sake, that she does, both my daughters, that they do kind of decide to wait till they're married. Like, so they don't have a moment of like, I wish this was the first for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I actually had that moment of like, and I was 31. So, it wasn't the longest highlight reel, but it was like, I think that, I hope for my daughters that they can have that. I won't shame them one bit if they don't. I hope they come to me. I hope we talk about it. I hope we're open. Um, it's just so interesting acting like a teenager right now. Like I'm going on a date with this guy this weekend. He's totally like I know that he's not like on that game plan. Like and no shame. Like no shame. He's super cute and funny and like sweet. It's just that like where's my like unicorn gonna come from? Do you know what I mean? And I guess I'm hurt by the guy from the internet a couple weeks ago that said he was on that plane with me and I found out he was just not. And then I've got a guy who doesn't proclaim any kind of faith whatsoever and didn't even know what OnlyFans is. And he's just like more sacred.
Yeah.
You know what, that guy, I'm gonna tell you, I bet you my pirate, if he was in a relationship with the right woman that was like, you know what, I just don't like, I don't see this, I don't want to be intimate, like, but he really liked her. I bet you he would be like, okay. Like he's
Totally.
so like he's and then of course I'm going out with hot masculine bar guy on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
like,
I will say, like any of the long-term relationships I was in, where I was like, I was like, sorry about that whole part of our relationship where we were having sex. I've decided I want to be celibate. All of them stayed
yeah, yeah,
until the
yeah. I mean,
relationship ended. So
I had that happen like in my late 20s when I was in a relationship and we both kind of came back to the Lord and we're like, hey, this is wrong. And, you know, and we stayed and then we ended up breaking up. But I guess I got to trust God in it. I think today was like a hard day. And I think dating over 50 is still the same as being 16 years old. It's just sillier. It's crazier. It's just like, I don't know. It's sweet. I'm glad I have
yeah,
someone to talk to, but we're not talking about like intimate things. And I think that should
yeah,
be reserved for somebody that the Lord
sure.
ordained. And we'll see when this
Yes,
podcast airs and things will change because as you know, my dating life changes in 37 seconds.
yeah.
So
Because
we'll wrap it up.
I think what can happen with intimacy, right? Intimacy can, like, intimacy for me now is very different because I'm married, but I'm also with a very safe person, right? Where it's not transactional. Do you want me to tell one of your favorite stories about me and Brody?
Yeah, I love
So
it.
we've been dating and a while, and he would make, we'd kiss, whatever, but he never tried to, like, never tried to touch it. And I was like, so,
They're good.
so,
And by the way, I've seen them and they're real good. I'm
thank
looking
you.
at tonight. Yeah.
Thank you. And
This was
so
before breastfeeding. So yes, even more.
it was, they were full and not deflated. And like I would just not I just couldn't get it. And so but I felt strange asking him, but he walked in, he was doing something in his kitchen. And so I said, can I ask you a serious question? And he's like, yeah. And I go, why don't you ever try to touch my boobs?
Because they're really nice.
Yeah, they're like right here. They're really high. No, but I was
They're
like,
real.
and he was
They're
like,
real.
yeah. And he was like, what? And I was like, is it because you don't want to? And by this time in my life, I was like very clear. I'm just going to ask
Yeah.
you questions. And he walked back to the couch where I was sitting. He put one arm on like the arm of the couch and the other on the headrest of the couch. He kissed me on the forehead and he goes, if you ever have a question like that, ask me anytime. And basically he was like, because I'm trying to respect you. I don't want to screw this up. That was his whole thing about holding the boundaries and
I
everything
would
with
have
me.
jumped on top of him. If he did that to me, that would have been, I would have chased him down, tackled him in the kitchen. I have no willpower. I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah, it was very different because I think how I had even known about like Christian guys that I did, how we know a guy likes us is because he tries to touch us,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it was confusing to me. And um so it was a different experience dating him. And I think I was a different experience for him because he very much wanted it to work. And that was
Well, I
different.
mean, I think that it's so funny because you have all these differing views, but you married like the most traditional, like by the book. But like, and I think we're all out here listening. I'm out here going, okay, I need that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not settle until I meet that guy who's like on the same page with me. And I
Right.
I have a feeling it will not come in a package that I expect it to. It
But
will not come in the way that I expect it to.
I
And
think
God will be surprised.
the great thing about Brody is it wasn't contrived. It wasn't like he was being super
No.
Christian. It's he had lived a life, right? And like, and I had lived a life. So I think he felt like, the detours of our lives that kind of brought us together. And he was just so, like, he wasn't so Christian. Sorry, not to bag on Christian dudes. He wasn't like overly spiritualizing everything. He was just like, I like you. I want to be with you. I don't want to touch your boobs. I mean, I do want to touch your boobs, but I don't want to touch them because I don't want to screw this up. Like that kind of thing was so intentional. And, um, yeah, I mean, that was part of it. And he knew very early on. And I'll never forget. He once, this could be a movie. He did, there was a time he had an opportunity to do something and it would be somewhere else. And I was like, well, and he was like, I will not go unless you go. And this was very early on in a relationship. I think maybe we'd been on 5 dates, maybe 4. And yeah, like maybe a month of dating in person, seeing each other. And I said, I don't think I could do that. Maybe in a year, I could maybe move or whatever. And he left me a voicemail and he said, it's fine. He said, my desire is not to be a successful man. My desire is to make us successful.
Oh, just shut it, Susie.
I know.
Shut it.
I know.
I know, and the world needs to know he's just cute as a button. But we'll wrap up our episode on that adorable story. But give me the 1 minute beauty accessory that you are promoting tonight on our beauty segment that are completely unuseful. Okay, go ahead.
I'm wearing it. It
But
look
our
like
listeners need to
show you
know
like
because they can't see
yeah.
you.
It's
You're
a
wearing,
cricket. It's cricket.
what is it called?
I don't know. It's from Amazon. I'll link it. It's a corset. Basically,
No,
remember when I used to work out 2 times a day? That has passed, but I'm trying to not work out 2 times a day, but still look like I work out 2 times a day. That's cool.
so are you wearing the corset to burn fat, or are you wearing the corset because it makes you look skinny and you hurt yourself?
Well, it
Like,
doesn't make me look skinny. It makes me look a little thicker because it's like 2
but
solid layers.
does it make, I should wear it on my dates. I should wear it with the chastity belt. But also, does the corset do anything, or is it just cosmetic for when you're wearing it?
It's not even cosmetic for when I'm wearing it. I'm just trying to get all that, I have all that loosey skin from the
Yeah.
babies,
Yeah.
and then, so my uterus stays big and, we had a recent experience. And so my uterus was still very swollen. And so it just kind of like,
Oh, so you're almost wearing like a post-birth corset. I wore one of those.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, link in bio or link in description.
It's hard to get on, to be honest with you.
Well, I will be investing in one of those for my date on Sunday. And
Nice.
I trust my new rule is no alcohol, like
Yes.
on any dates. I won't even drink a Shirley Temple this Sunday,
Yeah.
much to his dismay. I might change
And
my mind by the way, but we will
yes.
see.
And we'll just go through the apologies since I already have them.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make sex sound whatever. I don't know. I grew up reading Cosmo. That's probably what I want
I
my daughters
love
to do.
that. Oh my
I know.
gosh. Think that made us really good wives.
Yeah.
Okay,
Basically,
that's your
reading Cosmo and watching 90210 and My So-Called Life and Melrose Place are not ideal for 14-year-olds if you don't want them to think sex isn't just a natural part of adult relationships.
Brenda did it at prom and it worked out fine. Okay,
Oh my
so anyway,
gosh.
yeah, okay. Do you have any more apologies before we sign off?
Only that dress that her and Kelly wore on 90210 for that prom one where she has sex with Dylan for the first time, it was so hideous.
Oh yeah, it was the same hideous as Molly Ringwald's dress at the end of Pretty in Pink after all that buildup of like her sewing the ultimate dress, and everyone in America is like, that's the even Molly Ringwald is like, that's the ugliest dress. But I just want to say that Brenda was such a role model because Brenda had sex at prom with Dylan, and I was in the same grade as her. Like she was class of 92 and we were class of 92. And every girl in my class was watching that, and we were all like, it's okay. Brenda did it. Brenda did it. And back in our day, it was like one character a season. Now they watch the shows on Netflix, and the kids are like, and in the pilot on Scooby Doo. So this has been a very special ABC After School
Yes,
special.
it is.
Uh, a very serious, sultry episode of We Might Get in Trouble. But I appreciated the conversation, Suze. I really do, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Give me your thoughts. Give us your thoughts. Like, what do you think about this topic? I really want to hear it from guys, girls. What are your experiences? What are your convictions? We want to hear from you. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Apple, YouTube, all the things. MySpace, probably. And we will see you next week.
We will, because I'm having a hot flash. So I have to go. Love you. Mwah.